Welcome back, tutors. This is part 2, the inner goings-on of the CTAE. Here we have an approximation of what our front desk looks like, complete with our friendly front desk helpful person. This person is your assistant. They're your friend. They're your partner in tutoring. Any questions or concerns that you have, things that you're unclear about, direct their way. They're surprisingly friendly and remarkable knowledgeable co-workers of yours. So please, make good use of them. When you arrive in the CTAE, the first place you should look is the comm board. This is my way of communicating with you anything that I didn't feel was necessary to put in an email. Friendly reminders will be on here, helpful notes, things that we should just touch base with will be on this board. I'd also like to take a moment to point out to you that we are a cell phone-free zone here in the CTAE. Our main goal in the Center for Tutoring and Academic Excellence is to educate, and we find that cell phones are not always conducive to this goal. In the event that you do need to take a phone call, we do respectfully ask that you take the call outside of the center, and ask the same of any of your clients. Whilst in the center, please be sure to silence your phones or shut them off altogether. The Sullivan Center can, in and of itself, present complications when trying to get a signal in the first place. So sometimes, it's just not a bad idea. Directly below it will be that day's attendance sheets and the log for study halls. Go ahead and find your attendance sheet that corresponds with the group that you're meeting with. It will have your name and time segment on the top. Directly to its right, you will find the map of the center. You will notice that there are X's in the adjoined spaces to my workstation. These are non-preferred stations, and we'd ask that you fill all other tutoring areas first before availing yourself to these locations. Once you have discovered which location in the center you'd like to occupy, let the front desk know. They will give you your name tag and a dry eraser marker and will alter the map to reflect your location. At that point, you can take your dry eraser marker and your attendance sheet and head on out to the CTAE to the location that you've designated. In the event that that marker is in fact dry or not useful anymore, don't just pitch it. Bring it back to the front desk. They're gonna need it. You need to have that marker if you need another marker. These markers are very expensive and very valuable to the work that we do, and so it's important that we keep a close eye on them. If you need a new one, no problem, but you'll need the old one to get the new one. On your way out of the center, you're going to need a signature from the front desk. You will also need that dry eraser marker in order to obtain that signature. So don't lose that marker while you're in the center. You're going to need that signature and that marker here real soon. Here is the attendance roster you picked up. Remember those initials I mentioned? They go in the upper left-hand corner. You see, every meeting, you will pick up an attendance sheet, complete it, initial it in the top left corner, and then ask the front desk to initial it as well. The front desk will then take that attendance roster and file it under that day's groups. Any attendance issue that you have, any absence that you have, I ask that you mark it clearly with an A for absent. Not a smiley face, not a check mark, but simply an A for absent. Generally speaking, all groups will have no more than 6 participants, S1 through 6, but sometimes other distinctions will appear in your call log, and we'll cover them right now. In this instance, you'll see that the top line is a DIS student, or dismissed. A dismissed student is a student that has been chronically absent and has not let us know about such absences. It's important that we know this so that we know where we have room in groups. In this instance, the DIS student, however, is in fact present. Well, that's interesting. A chronically absent student is now present. Those students are of particular interest, and you should circle present dismissed students on your attendance roster and place them in my inbox. You'll notice, though, that the S7 student was absent and that the DIS student was present. So, that sheet of being particular interest will go in my inbox, which is directly to the left and clearly labeled Anthony's inbox. But what about that S7? What does that mean? Anthony, you said I have only more than 6 people. No problem. S7 and S8 can often be indicative of students who are on probation or who have been given a second chance. Maybe they've been dismissed, but now have asked to come back to the group. We always want students to participate, and so they will achieve a probationary status of S7 or S8. But you'll notice the probationary student is still absent. Well, that's a problem too. Probationary students who aren't coming to group are of as much interest as dismissed students who are coming to group, and they should go in my inbox. It's important that you have this clear because it is your responsibility to take accurate attendance at every meeting and to ask the front desk of any questions or discrepancies that might happen. Let me give you a rule of thumb when tending to attendance. It is never okay to send a student away who has shown up to receive assistance, even if the student is dismissed, even if the student is on probation. If the student is in the center at the correct time to receive help on the topic that you're going to tutor, just let them join. We have plenty of chairs. Your knowledge is something that many, many people will crave here at this campus. So please, don't send them home starving. Let them stay and reap the benefit of your vast knowledge. We'll clear up the administrative end, okay? The rule of thumb is if you don't know enough to be right, err on the side of being nice. And ask Anthony or Sarah. Not bad. Also, I might make note that it is always acceptable for you to communicate directly on the attendance sheets. If you have questions, go ahead and put a sticky right on that sheet and write your note. I only ask that you initial any notes that you send me. This is so that I know who is talking to me. Those notes can go directly in my inbox and I can respond to them in due course. Many times our front desk person may be away. They may have to go to the restroom or be called away on a private call. They may ask you to watch after the front desk. No problemo. Maybe somebody asks you a question that you don't know. Exercise the rule of thumb, friends. If you don't know enough to be right, err on the side of being nice. And ask Sarah or Anthony. It's the best way to cover all of your bases. Now it's time for you to leave the center, but that front desk person is still absent. No worries, no need to freak out. Leave the attendance roster on the desk with the marker and your name tag on top of it. When the attendant returns, they will sign the initials and file your document. No need to wait for them. You may also notice a newcomer at our front desk. It's our scanner. Get these words on your lips. Hello, welcome to my study hall. Have you scanned in? Hello, welcome to my group. Did you get a chance to scan in? Every single one of your clients, whether in a study hall or a small group tutoring, needs to sign in on the scanner. It's very simple and requires only a second of their time, but it is crucial that every person who comes through our center uses their LUC ID to scan in at station. Right next to it, you will see a bucket of puzzle pieces. And this is for our new competition to earn each group a possible pizza. You see, everyone will select at random one puzzle piece per visit. And if that puzzle piece completes the puzzle that's located on our coffee table, they earn a pizza for members of their group, whether it be a study hall or a small group session. If it doesn't fit, they can throw it in the no dice bucket and go along on their way. If not, and they do win, then everybody wins, and everybody gets to feast on pizza. Another thing you might want to notice is our one-away listing. I'm going to cover this later, but it's of particular note that this is where the one-away listing is located in the lobby of our center. Well, friends, that concludes Part 2. Be sure to cover Part 3, where we talk about our express lane services and our auxiliary service across the LUC campus.